Good morning, students. Last class we discussed the functions of Reserve Bank of India, and today we are going to discussing the credit control measures. Today we are going to discussing two methods. One is general or quantitative method, and another one is selective or qualitative methods. Students, next we will going to discussing in detail the credit control measures. First we will going to discussing the quantitative method or general method. Now we are going to discussing the credit control measures. There are two methods we are using credit control. One is general or quantitative method, and another one is selective or qualitative methods. Now we are going to discussing the general or qualitative method. Now we are going to discussing general or quantitative method. Under this method we will going to discussing first point, the bank rate. First we will going to discussing the general or quantitative method. We will discuss the introduction of quantity control, credit control measures. The credit control is the primary mechanism available to the central banks to realize the objectives of monetary management about the country. The Reserve Bank of India much better placed than many credit control measures among the countries. The statutory basis of the credit control system by the Reserve Bank of India introduced in the Act of 1934, the Reserve Bank of India Act, and it will come under the Regulation Act in 1949. The first method is credit control, that is general method or quantitative method. The first point is bank rate. The first point is bank rate. Bank rate policy. The bank rate is the rate which the Central Bank of India of a country the prepared the re-discount of the first class securities given by the government of India. It means the bank is prepared to advance the loans and approve the securities to its member banks. For example, the Reserve Bank of India approved the security to the other member commercial banks. As the central bank is only central bank is only the lender of the last resort for all the commercial banks, and the Reserve Bank of India is fixed the bank rate is normally higher than the market rate. For example, if the central banks wants to control the credit of the particular country, here means credit control means commercial banks தரக்கூடிய கடன் ரொம்ப மக்களுக்கு கடன் கொடுத்தோம்னா நாட்டில் நிறையா பிரச்சனை வரும், பணப்புழக்கம் அதிகமாகும், இன்ஃப்ளேஷன் ஆகும், நிறையா பிரச்சனைகள் வரும்னு சொல்லிட்டு இவங்க இந்த பேங்க்கு இவ்வளோ தான் கடன் கொடுக்கணும், இந்த கஸ்டமருக்கு இவ்வளோ தான் கடன் கொடுக்கணும், ஆர்பிஐ சில நாம்ஸ் போட்டுப்பாங்க. அதான் மெத்தட்ஸ் ஆஃப் கிரெடிட் கண்ட்ரோல். அதில் ஃபஸ்ட்டு மெத்தட் தான் பேங்க் ரேட். If the central bank wants to control the credit, it will raise the bank rate. As a result, the deposit rate and the other lending rates in the money market will go up. Borrowing will be discouraged and will lead to the contraction of credit and the supply of money, etc. And the second one is open market operation. So in the open market operation there are two sense. One is narrow sense and another one is broad sense. The narrow sense means the central bank starts the purchase and sale of government security in the open market or in the money market. The Reserve Bank of India, they are purchased from the security and sales for the government security in the open market. In the broad sense, the central bank purchased the sells not only the government security and also the proper eligibility, the private security also. When the banks and the private individuals purchase the security and resale to the government, it will increase, it will create some economic problem in the country. And the third one is variable reserve ratio. There are two reserve ratio we following in the common market. One is case reserve ratio and the second one is statutory liquidity ratio. Under the case reserve ratio, the Reserve Bank of India control credit by the changing the case reserve ratio. For example, if the commercial bank excessive case reserves on the basis of which they are creating too much of credit in the market, in the normal life, it will be harmful or dangerous effect in the day-to-day economic activities. So it will raise the cash reserve ratio. The commercial banks are required to maintain with the central bank with the high amount. Similarly, when the central bank desire the commercial banks should increase the volume of credit in order to bring about the economic revival in the economy, the central bank will lower down the cash reserve ratio with to expand the lending activities. It will help to the maintaining the economic situation very peacefully in the particular country. And the second one is statutory liquidity ratio, means the commercial banks, they are maintaining some liquidity assets to meet out some emergency expenditure. The quantum is specified the some percentage of the total demand and time liabilities. In the liabilities of bank which are payable the demand anytime, those liabilities which are according to the 1 month's time due to the maturity of the bank. And the second method is known as qualitative or selective methods of credit control. First method is rationing of credit. This is the oldest method of credit control. Rationing of credit as an instrument of credit control first was used by the Bank of England by the end of 18th century. It aims to control and regulate the purposes for which the credit is generated by the or granted by the commercial bank. It is generally two types. One is portfolio ceiling, and the second one is capital asset ratio. So what do you mean by portfolio ceiling? It refers to the system by which the central bank fixes the ceiling or maximum amount of loans and advances to the every commercial banks. The Reserve Bank of India to fix the maximum limit for the loans and advances for the people about all the commercial banks in India. And the second one is capital asset ratio. It is refers to the system by which the central bank fix the ratios, the type of capital of the commercial bank should have to asset the bank. So these two methods is very important under the rationing of credit. And the second one is direct action. So the direct action against the erring banks take the following forms. One is the central bank may refuse to altogether the grant discounting facilities such banks. So the Reserve Bank of India advised to the commercial bank to discounting the grants for the credit creation. The Reserve Bank of India may refuse the sanction further financial accommodation to bank whose existing borrowing are funded. So for example, if the commercial bank they are refusing the Reserve Bank of India refusing the commercial banks, already they got the financial help from the commercial bank and reapply the loan. And the Reserve Bank of India may start charging and pay penal rate for interest or money borrowed by the bank beyond the prescribed limit. So third point is the Reserve Bank of India to charge the penalty to cross the limit of credit to the other commercial bank. And the third one is moral suasion. Moral suasion means advice body. This method is frequently adopted by the Reserve Bank of India or Central Bank to exercise the control over the commercial banks. Under the method, the Central Bank gives advice, then request and persuades the commercial banks to cooperate with the central banks to implement the credit policy or credit control. And the fourth one is publicity. The central bank is ordered to make their policy successful, take the course of medium of publicity. The Reserve Bank of India to announce the credit control measures with the publicly to the people. A policy can be effectively successful only when the effective public opinion is created in its favor. And the fifth one is regulation of consumer credit. It is very important. The down payment is raised. For example, if you purchase the bike with the installment, your down payment, for example, if you the starting amount is initial amount is 10,000 and the remaining amount will be divided into 12 months or 18 months. But the Reserve Bank of India will increase the down payment from 10,000 to 40,000 because the Reserve Bank of India wants to limit the credit. They will extend the down payments and the number of installments is reduced for the credit rate. And the sixth one is marginal requirements. This system is mostly followed in the United States of America. Under the system, the Board of Governors and the Federal Reserve System has been given the power to prescribe margin requirements of the purpose of the preventing the excessive use of credit. They will limit the credit. This is the simple meaning of marginal requirement. And next we will move to the Reserve Bank of India and rural credit. The Reserve Bank of India and rural credit, the developing economy like India, the Reserve Bank of India of the country cannot confine itself the monetary regulation only, and is expected that there should be taken the part of the development function of economy in the India, especially the agricultural and rural development in the rural industries in rural development. And next we will move to the role of Reserve Bank of India in agricultural credit. The Reserve Bank of India has been playing a very important role in the provision of agricultural finance in the country. The Reserve Bank of India responsibility in the field has been increased due to the predominance of agriculture in the Indian economy. The Reserve Bank of India will help to the financial support to both agricultural and the industrial sector. And next we will move to the functioning of agricultural credit and the functioning of agricultural credit department. The first functions of agricultural credit department is to maintain and expert staff to study all the questions on agricultural credit. What is the agricultural credit and how to give the loan for our farmers, and what is the limit for agricultural credit in the economy. And the second one is to provide the expert advice to the central and state governments and the state cooperative bank and other banking activities related to agricultural credit. And the third one is to finance and rural sector through eligible institutions, for example NABARD, the cooperative bank and other commercial banks in the business of agricultural credit, and to coordinate their activities. Student, next class we will going to discussing the Agricultural Refinance Development Corporation and the objectives of Agricultural Refinance Development Corporation and the Regional Rural Bank and the concession of Regional Rural Bank. And also we will going to discussing very important and very interesting concept, NABARD, National Agricultural Bank for Agricultural Development. And also we will going to discussing the Reserve Bank of India and industrial finance. Don't miss the next class. I once again thank those who are came yesterday at Google online live class for your doubt clarification. And tomorrow also I expect more students to participate at Google online live class. I thank once again to participants for Google online live class, and stay safe in your home. Thank you.